then. Guessing one of the motors for the wheels. Very strange seeing that there actually. LED daytime running lights and headlights you can just see working just in there. Has also got collision avoidance. That would be the sensor there. Obviously fog lights just down in the bottom too. Just jump into the back then. Not too spacious in here. I just sort of squeeze myself in, see how much leg room I've got. So obviously it is manageable. Like I've said before, I'm about 5'11", so I'm not the smallest. Little USB charging port spot just down in the back bike. Nice little interior then. Quite a decent sized screen. I want to say about 7 inches. Obviously this one is an automatic. It's got heated seats, heated steering wheel, parking sensors all the way around, obviously, as this one is GT Line. Just take a quick look at the seats then. So they are sort of half leather material on this sort of GT spec model, with a sort of bit of cloth in the middle. They are quite spongy. They are quite nice to sort of sit in. They're not too bad. Just have a look in the glove box. Decent cubby holes all the way around then, so obviously nice sort of spaces to stash drinks and sort of bits and bobs. USB port just down in the middle, just by there, next to your 12 volt sort of cigarette lighter charger. Right then, so we're in the driver's seat. We're going to take it for a bit of a drive, so obviously as usual show you how we sort of start off. Stick the handbrake down, as this one is an automatic. Little thumb and pull it down to D. Obviously that sticks it then into drive, and then obviously rather than the 3 pedals we've only got the 2, so literally let your foot off of the brake and it will start if I can speak, it will start to sort of move. Obviously a bit of acceleration then will get you sort of going faster. So it is a very sort of solid feeling steering wheel. Indicator stalks don't feel so bad as well. Only thing I will say is obviously all the sort of door cards, things like that do feel sort of plasticky. All the dashboard just up by here. Other than that though, it's not too bad of a place to sit. So unfortunately then, a standard sort of little screen in the middle of the instrument cluster, no sort of digital dials like we see on some of the more sort of expensive top end cars. I gotta say though, the steering wheel, a nice sort of soft touch material to it. So obviously as you can see, the reversing camera is a little bit dirty. And obviously as it's sort of situated on the back of the car, that is a little bit of an issue for us with the salt at this time of the year. So obviously there's not a great deal I can see through there. But yeah, no, it does drive fairly sort of nice. It's not a bad drive for such a sort of cheap car. There is a decent sound system in here as well. It does sound sort of very bassy for what it is. So obviously you've got all your sort of cruise control, speed limiter, and they're all accessible just on the steering wheel just by there. On the top right hand side, volume controls on the left, so we'll just stick it into sport. Right, so we'll just come off of this roundabout now then. We'll put our foot flat a little bit just to sort of see what sort of power she's got. We are in sport mode. There we go, collision avoidance then working well, as we've just been pulled out on in front of by a lorry. Has got automatic headlights, automatic wipers. It's also got automatic full beam. So obviously if it's sort of dark enough to do so, it will sort of knock the full beam on. And then obviously, say there's a car coming towards you, it'll knock the full beam sort of back off so it doesn't dazzle the driver. I'm assuming this one's got lane assist as well, as it seems to be pulling to me one to one side as I'm sort of coming up to these sort of white lines. Let's have a little go now then. Yeah, so we have got lane assist in this GT model as well. Obviously this is a hybrid, so that does mean that it's got an electric motor as well as an engine. Bit of beans again then. Gotta say, it does pull nicer than that sort of Peugeot 2008 that we had on the channel a week or so back ago. Obviously that was only a 1.2, so it's not really much to go by. I'm fairly sure these are only 1.2 litre engines themselves though, but obviously as it's got the sort of electric motor helping it along, it does give it that sort of bit of an extra grunt. Just see what it's like around a bit of a corner then. So it does actually stick to the road fairly well.